On September 8th, the new movie It is coming out. The movie that I can't wait for this movie. I'm currently reading this 1,000-page book, and you know what? Literally the other day, I went on Amazon and I bought like 7 movies of Stephen King movies, old horror movies, because I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen a lot of Stephen King movies. I've seen most of the famous ones, like I own The Shining, Shawshank, all that kind of stuff. So for the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna try to review some movies of his that I haven't seen or that you recommend. So this is what I need you guys to do. Leave a comment below and tell me what movies you want me to review of Stephen King. It's up to you guys if I do get comments. So if I do get a comment, your truth might come true, and I might even give you a shout out. So just tell me a movie of Stephen King that you want me to review, and I'll try to review it. I did buy a lot of movies, so let's start with a movie that's very underrated and I watched for the very first time 20 minutes ago with my mom. Let's talk about this movie. Creepshow. This movie came out in 1982, and this movie was written, the screenplay was written by Stephen King, and it was actually directed by George A. Romero. Rest in peace. That is very sad. He died like a few weeks ago, so rest in peace, George A. Romero. But I gotta watch the movie for the first time, and this movie is mainly about a young kid. It's a stormy night, and his dad is like, "Why are you reading this stupid comic book?" He throws it out the window, and as the audience in this animated world, go inside the comic book, and we get to see 5 different stories, which is the comic book, which is called Creepshow. Now each story is totally different from one of them. Like the first one is called like Father's Day or whatever. It has like Ed Harris, and all it's about is this old guy who's a mean old man. He dies and then he comes back to life as a zombie, and he just wants his birthday cake. It's a creepy one, but it's a little cheesy if you ask me. Like spoiler by the way, this movie's been out for like 30 years, so honestly if you haven't seen it, then you should watch it like me. And it was kind of cheesy, especially how the thing fell on the guy's face and how he didn't stand up and like move. Overall, I liked the first story. The second one was probably the cheesiest thing I've seen in a while. And the second one is like this meteor comes down from Earth, it crashes, and we have Stephen King himself as this stupid redneck guy who touches the meteor or whatever, and he starts growing. He's growing as a plant, and it's on his fingers, and he puts it in his mouth, and he starts becoming a plant. Everything around him is becoming plants, and it's pretty ridiculous, especially how he's like trying to imagine him going to the bank and winning $200, and him like breaking the meteor, and how the guy throws it away and makes fun of him, and how he might go to the doctor and he might get his fingers cut off. It is so ridiculous, and it was funny to watch. It's probably like 10 minutes long. It's really ridiculous, but it's definitely not my favorite. So the third one was with Leslie Nielsen, and this one I liked. It was Leslie Nielsen and the guy from Cheers, whatever. And he's like this mob guy or whatever, and he gets him and his girlfriend, Cheers guy, and his girlfriend, and they get buried in the sand, and he videos them, and the shore water hits him in the face, whatever, and he leaves him there to die. And Leslie Nielsen just goes on home, gets in the shower and everything. Guess what? They come back as zombies, and they bury him. This one was probably one of my favorites. I just love the eeriness and the makeup design and the voice of the zombies when they come back as him was actually kind of creepy. I really like that. I love how like the whole music in a comic book version, like when he screams, like there's things on him and the whole background changes, and like a red light will gang on him when the monsters come by. Like it feels like a comic book. George A. Romero did a really good job with this entire movie. The fourth one I think is like one of the most famous ones, and it's like half the movie. It's actually my favorite. It's the crate one where janitor opens up this little under the stairs thing, and there's a crate there, and he calls the guy, and he's all like, "Oh, I'll come," and he opens up the crate, and he's like, "What's in there?" It's like the mean version of Alf. That's what I said to my mom when we were watching. I was like, it looks like the mean version of Alf, and it eats him, and it eats even more people, and the other guy is like mean with his wife, this mean lady. She's a drunk, she's terrible. Like this guy, he imagines killing his wife, so what does he do? He tricks her, brings her to a college, and gets the monster to kill her. It's pretty ridiculous. It's pretty dark too, but it was creepy, man. The monster itself and the design, it's pretty creepy, especially for 1982. Like, I know nowadays it's probably the cheesiest thing ever. Like, when you watch this movie, it's probably stupid, but hey, back then, this was terrifying. This was insanity. And the last story is the cockroach one, which is probably my mom's, it's her favorite because she's afraid of cockroaches. So it's pretty fun watching that one. But either way, the last one's basically this really guy who hates germs. He's in his nice apartment or whatever. And guess what? He gets invaded by thousands and thousands of cockroaches. And it's him against cockroaches. And the cockroaches win. It's pretty gruesome and pretty disgusting at the same time. It's like 15 minutes long. But it's all these 5 stories in one movie. And I pretty much just went right through the movie just like that. Again, I enjoyed the movie. It had some creepy moments. It had some really creepy imagery. Especially the monster in the stairs with his yellow eyes and his teeth and him clawing a guy's face off. Like, that was my personal favorite one. My least favorite was probably the first one because how cheesy it is that this old man comes back as a zombie. He's like, I want my birthday cake. It's really dumb, but the movie is kind of going for that. It's kind of going for that comic book cheesy value. You know what I mean? Like, when you watch this movie, it's very cheesy. It's very is, especially the Stephen King one where he becomes a plant. I mean, he literally becomes a plant and he shoots himself in the head. It's great. It's funny. It's insane. And it's kind of creepy. It has that eeriness to it. It's like this man is turning into a plant and the whole world is about to get invaded because at the very end he's like, the plants grow up to everything. I love Stephen King. I like how you don't really grow with these characters, but you get to know the characters and then he just kills them. He just kills them like it's that. And it's really dark and I love that. Like when the janitor dies from the crate, whatever, I felt for the janitor. I was like, dang, I feel bad for that janitor. Freaking the third one with Cheers guy gets put in the sand, whatever, and he drowns. I felt bad for him, but he comes back as a zombie and he freaking kills Leslie Nelson, him and his zombie girlfriend. Either way, Creepshow is an over-the-top, 100% a fun Creepshow. I mean, literally, the case literally says the most fun you'll ever have being scared. And that is the truth. This is a fun, scary movie to watch with some popcorn, some soda, grab your friends, laugh a little, get even maybe creeped out a little bit. It's such a fun, creepy movie, and I gotta give it up to this movie. I very much enjoyed it, and I probably will watch the second one, maybe even review it, but you guys leave a comment down below and tell me what you want me to review. So overall, I'm gonna give this movie a B. It's a solid, fun movie. It's definitely got some creepy moments, and I definitely enjoyed it way more than I thought it was. But again, so to you guys gotta leave comments down below. Tell me what Stephen King movie you want to watch. Do you want me to review Creepshow 2? Do you want me to review The Shining, Misery, Cujo, Salem's Lot? But I definitely will be reviewing the old It movie before the new one. So go ahead and expect that one. So don't say It. So I will be reviewing that one. Overall, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Leave a comment below. Tell me what Stephen King movie you want to watch. And guys, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, guys.